I really wanted to do something different and creative for this video, but I just couldn't think of what to do, so let's just go grab my pirate costume and my $10 blonde wig and get changed. Okay, this is my half-assed Selena cosplay. Especially half-assed because I'm still wearing leggings and socks. Anyways, I'm Kat and this is the Throne of Glass characters book tag. This tag was created by Grace from G Swizzle in 2018 and she also tagged me in 2018. Yeah, that's how long it takes me to get around to tags, but I do all of the tags. It just takes me 2 years. So if you tag me in something now, watch out on my channel in 2022. So basically there's 16 questions and they all relate to characters from Throne of Glass, and let's go. Number 1, Selena Sardothien, a kick-ass protagonist that had a rough start in life. I read primarily fantasy, so like all of them. But let's just start off with an obvious one, and that is Mia Corvair from the Nevernight Chronicle. Selena and Mia constantly get compared to each other, but guess what? They have different stories, and you can like them both. What? Oh my god, mind blown. But Mia did have a rough start in life. Her father was killed, her mother imprisoned, her little brother taken away from her. Mia herself was going to be killed before she escaped. And then she ended up on the streets. So enter old mentor guy who takes her in and trains her to be an assassin and sets her on the path to avenge her family. 2, Dorian, a flirty character that you can't help but love. Anna Lightwood from The Last Hours. Anna is the heartbreaker of the series. She's hella confident, she lives alone in 1900s London, and she's known for breaking the hearts of all of the local girls of London. I've liked her since we first got content of her, and I can't wait to see more of her and Ariadne's story, because I need more information, please. 3, Kale, a good character with a dark and moody side. Just all the Herondales, they share 2 things, a hatred of ducks and the ability to brood all the time. 4, Princess Nehemia, and spoilers for this entire question, for like literally the question and the answer, but it is a character that had so much potential but was killed off too soon. Mason. I know he was killed off to be part of Rose's character development, but it's still sad. And like if he had still been alive, he probably just would have taken Eddie's place in the story, and then that love triangle just would have been a love square. Just like we didn't get enough Rose and Mason banter. 5, the King of Ardaland and Maeve, your favorite villain. Sadie, I don't know if she counts as a villain or if she's just an antagonist, but she's villainous enough for this question. She's new to this series in book 2, and for a good chunk of the book she is hunting down our main cast of characters to capture some of them, and she has no qualms about killing the rest of them. I knew she was going to be one of my favorites as soon as she was introduced. But the thing that really made me like her, which I only support for fictional characters, not real life people because that would be creepy, and that is her necklace of thumbs. She's wearing this necklace of thumbs through the whole series, and then later on we learn that they're the thumbs of men who touched her without her permission. 6, Rowan, your favorite love interest. I'm going OG here and choosing Dimitri Belikov. Dimitri was one of my first book crushes, and he still is one of my favorite love interests. Though it's really weird to think about this book because in this book, Dimitri is 23. And when I first read the series, I was 14. So I was like, oh, Dimitri, he's so much older and mysterious and he knows what he's doing because he's an adult. I'm 25 now. I am older than Dimitri. And I have learnt that most adults don't know shit and that we're just all faking it and making it up as we go along. But I still love Dimitri, and if I could reach into the book and take him out, I so would. He's fit, so he could help me get fit. He's a reader, so we'd have a great library. And he weirdly loves 80s music, so we would have some jams going. 7, Adrian, your favorite bookish relative. The Blackthorns from the Dark Artificers. I wish I had siblings like theirs. My closest brother is 14 years older than me, so he was like out of the house when I was not too old, so it was just mostly me, and I never got to experience like your typical sibling relationships. The Blackthorns are so close and supportive and protective of each other, and I just love them. 8, Manon Blackbeak, your favorite anti-hero. So I had to Google this one to see who would classify as an anti-hero, and Geralt of Rivia was showed up on that list. I haven't read the books, but I have seen the show, and I really like Geralt. Or at least Henry Cavill as Geralt. 9, Abraxas, your favorite bookish steed or pet. Church, just everything comes back to Shadowhunters. But Church the cat is immortal and we're never given an explanation why. He's just there. 10. Astrid, a character that is loyal. Sydney Sage, when we first meet her back in the VA series, she is terrified of all the vampires, but she still helps Rose out, and then she comes back and helps again and again. And then she's the main character of Bloodlines, and we see her family try and pull her back, but she remains loyal to our main characters and helps them out and supports them. And Sydney Sage's character development. 11. Lyssandra, a character that grew on you. Okay, I was having such a blank for a book character for this one, so I've gone with a TV character. I'm currently making my way through the DC CW TV shows, and I'm like a year and a half-ish behind, so I am choosing Sarah Lance. I was unsure of her when she was in Arrow, but then she moved to Legends of Tomorrow, and I really started to like her. She really came into her own. She starts off with this assassin with no like individual storyline, and then she becomes captain of a time-traveling ship. Also, Legends of Tomorrow is my favorite DC CW TV show now. The first season takes itself way too seriously, but after that, they just have fun. Like, I'm currently watching season 4, and the first few episodes are there's a unicorn at Woodstock, there's a fairy godmother in like 1600s Salem. The Queen of England goes to a 1970s punk concert, and there's a swamp monster in 1990s school camp, summer camp thing. Also, randomly, Constantine is in the show now, and every time I see him, I just think about that time I was working with Stefan Kapishik at Supernova, and we were sitting at the desk, and the guy who plays Constantine just comes up and starts talking to Stefan, and they're talking about things, and then the Constantine guy puts his hand on my shoulder and then jokingly says, "You're not listening to this, are you?" Because they were talking about things that I probably shouldn't have been hearing, but you know, now it's a story I have, and Constantine, the character, is growing on me as well. 12. Elite, a character that is always hopeful even under the worst circumstances. Let's just go with another TV character, and let's pick another DC CW TV show one. Let's choose Kara Zor-El. She's Supergirl. Hope is her whole thing. 13. Aylin, a character who has gone through extensive change or character development. Okay, I'm doubling up. Sydney Sage. Like I mentioned before, when we first meet her, she's terrified of the vampires. She's an alchemist, and the alchemists kind of like work as a barrier between the vampires and the humans, so the humans never find out about the vampires. They keep the vampires a secret, but they're also terrified of them. Sydney does her job even while she's still scared of Rose, but then she spends more time around the vampires and she starts getting more comfortable with them. And then you have Sydney and Adrian. So there's this one line in The Fiery Heart which perfectly encapsulates Sydney's character development. So she shows that she's not scared of the vampires anymore, she stands for what's right, and she basically says fuck you to her terrible dad. She just grew so much, and when I read that scene I just had to stop and process because I was so proud of her. 14. Fleetfoot, a character that remains safe no matter the circumstances that are thrown at them. So back to TV, and we are going with the Winchesters from Supernatural. 15 seasons and they still haven't stayed dead. I stopped worrying about their lives in like season 6, which was like a decade ago. They just never die, and I don't know why the writers keep trying to scare us into thinking that they will. Though with this being the final season, I feel like the only acceptable way would be to kill them and have them stay dead. And then we can move on to Wayward Sisters and have their own show like they should have already. Okay, we're close to the end. 15. Lorcan, your favorite morally grey character. Okay, this is the only Throne of Glass character I'm gonna let myself choose for this, but Selena, like, I love her. And finally, Irene, name an underrated gem of a character. Pearl from Valentine, she is the main character. She's your typical Aussie girl, but she takes the existence of fairies quite well. And she's got some sarcasm, and she just drops pop culture references all the time. Okay, there you go. There is the Throne of Glass characters book tag. I am not tagging anyone, but if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Please comment down below who is your favorite character from Throne of Glass, or if you haven't read Throne of Glass, who's just your favorite character. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and maybe check out some of my other videos linked in the end card.